Welcome to the first introductory episode of Pancakes or Waffles podcast. You might be wondering why that name? How did me and Coach Z come up with that name? Well, we were talking, and kind of the premise of this podcast is we want to get in contact with the everyday listener. We will be on YouTube, mainly YouTube, but we will also be on Spotify. We will be on TikTok, and we want feedback. We want to interact with the audience. We want to be able to talk about, it's two dudes that I'm 26, Z is 54.
54.
We both have different perspectives on life, and we would like to share them and just talk about our interest in different things. And so let's go back to why pancakes or waffles. Well, sometimes in life you have to make a decision. And sometimes it's as simple as, do you want pancakes or waffles?
Yeah.
And that making that decision can lead to conversation. And so really it's a metaphor into a vast world of questions and ideas that we are going to get into.
Well, I had thought about when you brought it up. I thought, man, why not pancakes and tacos? Because
Yeah.
I'm Mexican. I eat more tacos than anything, and that led to a conversation in and of itself.
Yeah.
You know what? And then you look at the some of the artwork that Tristan started doing. I thought, man, it makes sense. It just makes sense, and it's just we're both 9 to 5 guys. We got regular jobs, and we come up on certain things and certain ideas and things that happen, and we get to talk about it and bullshit about it, and we get to laugh and joke, especially about our Discord. We have a sports Discord, which is fucking hilarious. So yeah, we got a lot of things to talk about, and we give each other respect enough also to not speak over each other and and get our ideas out there. It's just a lot of fun. We do another one. I know I've been on his Tristan Dunn Show podcast, and it works out real well. So we're gonna try this um, pancakes or waffles and just talk about different stuff.
Yeah, so we've done, between my show and some other things we've done things where it's been just me and Coach Z. Do you want to be Z or Rick on the show?
Yeah, Z or Coach. Yeah, we keep it the same because I'll be the same guy.
Uh,
My
uh,
mom, the only people that call me, well, I got a couple of people that call me Rick, but
I'm one of them.
There's only two people in my life that call me Ricky. That's my mother and my old high school football coach, he's still alive. Coach Oki, shout out to you. I know you're going to listen because you listen to our other ones, but they call me Ricky. Uh, yeah, you call me, dude, Coach Z. Rick. I don't care. Whatever. I'm just glad to be here.
I I guess that's what we can talk about.
What's that?
You're gonna love it. LeBron James.
Oh my gosh. What did he? I heard he surpassed some record or something. What was that?
He can't became the all-time leading scorer in NBA history last night. And
Wow.
so, if you know me, if you ever text me probably past 11, you're not gonna 11 Eastern, you're probably not getting a response because my ass is already passed out.
Right.
Um, this game didn't come on until 10 my time and did not go off until 1 a.m. And I had to be up at 5 this morning to be at work, and I watched the whole game. Um, I don't do that very often, and I can't wait to go to sleep later.
Wow. Yeah. So we've got another podcast, Whiskey and Wisdom, on Wednesday nights that we do at 7:30, and so you're going to be asleep by then. So I was, you know me, I'm a huge Barstool fan. They got a lot of cool stuff, and I saw it today. And I guess it's his the way he was celebrating. I didn't have the sound on, but I thought he was complaining about a call or something. I thought he was doing the flop complaint because his celebration looked just like the flop when he got hammered the other night and he started crying and complaining and flopping around. So I didn't know what was going
Whatever.
on. So I had to turn it up, and they said he cracked some record. And I thought, was a leading score record or flop record. I wasn't sure what it was.
Okay.
I know I give
It's,
you a lot of crap about LeBron. He's a top 10 basketball player, no doubt. We don't have to have the debate on this show
no, and
about
we're not going to.
who the goat is. Of course, I think it's Jordan. You're on LeBron. That's fine. I respect that because you are 22 and I'm 78. So there's an age gap. There's an age gap there. Uh, anyway, yeah, all-time leading scorer. I mean, I'm sure some other guys would have a bunch of stats. I don't. I mean, congratulations to the guy.
So here's the bullshit that I want to stop hearing about that though. Oh, he played 20 years in the league. Nobody said the same bullshit about Kareem when he played 20 years in the league and set the record. Like, I don't want to hear that argument.
Yeah, here's the thing, and here's why me and you really don't argue this fact. I mean, I know you and Russ and some other guys on the staff argue the fact all the time, but here's why me and you don't argue this because um, I can't I can't talk about him and his successes and all that versus guys like you're talking about because the game's so different. I
Yeah,
mean,
it is.
the game is just so different. Are we ever going to see another Tom Brady, another guy it's in the league forever? Probably not because football game has changed. To running quarterbacks and all, and it's evolved, and so is basketball. I mean, basketball, you can say, well, they don't play any defense. No, but they score, and these guys can shoot from 100 feet and I
Yeah.
mean, they're going to end up moving the 3 point line back eventually. They have to.
Yeah,
You know what? That's okay with me.
that's like Damian Lillard last night. I mean, he was probably a good 6 foot off the line and just he drilled it like it was a freaking layup. It was nuts.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a purist, right? So, and I played baseball. Baseball was my sport. So I'm a purist. I don't like the artificial turf stuff.
You don't
Designated
like the
hitter
home run.
block.
You don't like the home runs, do you?
I'm just that, but that's the way I was. Now, as a spectator now, yes. I mean, if I'm going to watch a game, I want to watch some action. Now, the thing is, the beautiful thing about baseball, it's never changed. The ugly thing about baseball, it's so damn boring. I don't even watch it. Basketball, the scoring, I don't mind it. You've got to change with the times. You've got to do that. So that's why I can't compare a LeBron James to a Jordan or anybody else because it's just not fair. It's just different times. I
I
mean,
tell you one
there's
thing. I started watching a lot of baseball this last season,
yeah,
because of betting, of course. There's almost there's very few things in sports that are better than a walk off home run.
yeah, yeah.
That shit is electric. Like
I'll tell you,
When Jordan did it this last pre or playoffs versus Seattle. I mean, there's just nothing better. I mean, it's epic.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's just like a last pitch strikeout to end the inning on a note for a no hitter. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just it's one of those things. It's a beautiful thing. Speaking of baseball, I do want to say this. Anybody listening, Calvin Schiraldi has written a biography, and he lives here in Austin. And I played golf with him, and I've got one of my good
Explain who
buddies.
Calvin Schiraldi is for
He
people that
he
don't
uh,
know.
he pitched. So he pitched for the Red Sox. He's the one that threw the pitch that was hit and dribbled through Bill Buckner's legs in the World Series in Game 6. Um, anyway, Calvin Schiraldi wrote a biography. It's called "The Arena, Man in the Arena." I got the book today. $30, you can get the book. But in 2 days, he played baseball at UT, long pro career, and everything was as a typical pro ball player. And in 2 days, his entire life changed. I mean, just down the shitter, and now he's back. He's fine now. But if you want to see what it's like to go through a professional career and see the stuff that happens and how it affects you, go buy that book, Calvin Schiraldi, The Arena. It's really amazing. He's a really cool, humble guy now. But the stuff that he went through after that World Series is mind-boggling. I mean, you just don't think shit like that happens, and it does. But anyway, a plug for my guy, Calvin Schiraldi. Go buy his book.
You
It's pretty awesome.
you've played golf with him a couple times, hadn't you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Didn't you let his ball roll into the water or something?
yeah. That was a funny story. We were me, him, and a couple of buddies were playing in a scramble tournament, and we were on a par three. And this is after I've known him for a couple of years, so it was funny. But when we play golf, it's pretty serious because these guys can really play golf. I'm not that good, but these guys are. So we're in a par three. We were par three, and it's kind of slanted backwards. I hit a pretty good shot where I'm putting uphill. He's putting downhill, but down below the green, there's a little pond, and so I'm standing kind of on the edge of the pond, and he's putting downhill, and the ball keeps rolling, and he keeps rolling, and it keeps coming to me, and it's going to hit my foot. So I lift my foot up, and it goes right into the water. So it cost him another stroke. I didn't stop it. It was really funny. You had to be there. And as a matter of fact, you can go to our coach. It's called The Real Game. With
Yeah.
was it Rhett? Oh, we interviewed Rhett Revere, another pro ball player that I work with. They're really good buddies, and I tell the story a lot better then because I was a lot more drunk then. But yeah, that that actually did happen. But yeah, go read the book. Go get that book, man. It's pretty cool.
I speaking of golf, we're kind of hitting on a few sports. But this isn't talking about the sport of golf, but I really want to play around a golf. I've never played around a golf before in my life. The only kind of golf I've ever played is putt putt.
Really? Do you know anybody that plays golf?
My buddy Cole can play golf, yes, but I mean he doesn't go regularly or anything like that. No, a matter of fact, I have guy I know. He's kind of in corporate where I work. He actually plays a lot of golf. He has a membership to a club thing around here.
Right.
Um, because he plays so much that he might as well have a membership because it covers all the costs or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He goes to the Masters when they come through Charlotte. He does all that.
Yeah. Yeah, usually if you go to a private club like that with him, uh, I think they'll cut you a break. You still have to pay. But let me tell you this from a guy that plays a lot of golf, and this is why I changed my days off to Tuesday because we play a Tuesday night scramble every Tuesday when the time changes. But I love that people go out and play golf. I hate it when they go out like on a Saturday or Sunday and it's packed and you're out there hacking away, hacking away. Here's the thing, and anybody that's listening, especially you golfers, know that I'm right. You non golfers, please take note. Go during the week when nobody's on the damn course. If you can take somebody that knows how to play golf that can show you, go ahead because you're going to be hacking away. Pay for 9 holes, have fun for 9 holes. It's going to take you 2 or 3 hours. Know the course, learn etiquette, but go with somebody that knows how to play. And then if there's somebody behind you, a group behind you, just get your cart, move off to the side, wave them through, let them play through so you don't slow people down. That's our biggest pet peeve as golfers. We're out there and we're playing and we want to get through a round and you get in a rhythm just like anything else, and then you have these 2 or 3 freaking hackers that are taking forever, and then they won't let you through, and that pisses us off. I mean, that pisses people off. So my thing to you is if you can get somebody that knows how to play on Thursday when you're off, go out there at 9 or 10 o'clock, tell them you pay for 9 holes. That way you can take it nice and easy and get the feel for it, man. Because all it takes, and any golfer will tell you this, all it takes is one good shot, and you're gonna be back.
Yeah,
All it takes.
I've never even swung a golf club. Like I've never even done top golf. Like in my
Oh,
26
dude,
year my 26 years of existence, I've never even swung a golf club.
bro, Top Golf. I mean, it's expensive, but so you got two things you can do here. I've got a cool little bar here. I took Donnie to it when he came down, but I got a cool little bar here, and they've got a driving range, so you can actually get a bucket of balls and a bucket of beers, and go out there and just hit. Just hit. Work on your swing. It's a lot of fun. You need to do that or Top Golf. Now it's expensive, but Top Golf is fun, man. It's fun.
Something interesting about golf clubs that I didn't know, they're not that heavy. Like I went to Dick's Sport and go. No, I went to Academy, and I mean they had clubs out there, and like I was holding them, and I'm like, this thing's not even. It's not like I expected it to be heavy, and it's really
Yeah.
not.
The other thing I would tell you, dude, because if you get hooked on it, it costs some money. It's not cheap. Cheaper than fishing, but anyway,
No,
if you
there's no.
oh yeah, dude, I tournament fish for 15 years. That shit's expensive.
Well,
Um,
if you go out on a boat, sure.
well, yeah, I'm talking about tournament fishing. Yeah, yeah, I owned 6 boats in like 12 years.
I can take you to a lake here for free, and we'll go catch freaking catfish for free.
Junk fish. No, do this, man. Uh, the other thing you can do is go to, I think over here that it's called Golf Galaxy, Golf World, or some shit like that. You go over there and take a lesson or two on the cheap, and just have a guy out there and teach you from the very beginning how to grip a club, how to stand. You know what I mean? Because the last thing you want to do is go out there and hack it up and then be pissed off and hate life and never want to go. Dude, pay the guy $50 an hour. Uh, I mean, it's what it's going to cost you to go play golf anyway. You're going to be pissed out there. Pay the dude 50, $60 an hour to give you a lesson how to hold a club, how to stand, and how to swing. And then you can take that and go to a driving range or go to Top Golf. And then when you feel comfortable, you can hit the links, man. You're not gonna be a pro, and that's not why you're doing it. But this way, you enjoy it more. You know, I mean, I got started. My dad played a little bit of golf. Not much, but I played a little high school golf too. But I hung around with guys that knew how to do it, and they all helped me. So it was
If
fun
for
for
whatever
me.
reason you come out here, I'll take you to the I can't ever remember the name of it because I don't do golf like that, but I'll take you to where they play the Masters at.
Oh yeah, Augusta.
Or I'm sorry, not the Masters. The PGA Tour.
Okay.
It
Well,
comes it comes through Charlotte.
I told my wife we talked about. I've always wanted to go to Charlotte, and it's I know it's beautiful over there. We love to travel, but hell yeah, man, that'd be
It's
awesome.
really interesting. You're 2 hours from the beach and 2 hours from or like an hour and a half really from the mountains. It's the perfect spot.
I love it. I love it. Hey, by the way, you guys that are listening in, thank you for listening in. I don't know if you're listening in the morning or on the drive home or anything, but thank you for listening in. I want you to know I'm Coach Z. I'm here in Texas. My buddy Tristan's in Charlotte, North Carolina. I like to call him the millennial vampire. He's always in the dark.
You're in the dark today.
I know, dude. I've
You,
changed. I've moved out here to the garage
you
because it's
need
nice
to
and cold. I like
you
being
need to turn
cold.
out you need to turn a light on though.
Nah, I like being cold, and right now it's just cold enough here um, to where I could sit in shorts and a little hoodie out in the garage. I think it's like 50 to 50, 51 degrees here right now.
That's cold to you.
Well, no, it's cold enough to sit out here in
I mean,
shorts and a
I know
hoodie.
you're in Texas and y'all are used to 110 degrees,
Well, no,
but
that's what I'm saying. I'm sitting out here in shorts and a hoodie, and I'm comfortable, real comfortable.
it was
You
like
know.
23 here this weekend.
Well, I try to keep my ice bath that I get in every morning. I try to keep it at about 35 to 38 degrees.
I have a question about that.
Yeah.
So, where do you get the ice from? If it does, because this doesn't stay that cold there.
No, no. Well, luckily, so here lately, luckily, it stayed cold enough to keep it at that level. I've got a buddy right down the street. He's a fishing guide, hunting guide. He's got his own ice maker in his garage. So I'll go fill up 3 or 4 ice chests, or on the way home from work, I'll stop at Bucky's. I don't know if y'all know what Bucky's is, but it's
I got one
awesome.
around here.
Um, so I can get a 20-pound bag of ice for like $1.90. So like today on the way home, I put in what I put in 20-pound bags of ice just a while ago before I got on to get it ready for the morning. So it should be, around 35-ish in the morning when I get in. Yeah. So
You just let it sit overnight with ice in it.
yeah, 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 yeah. Like if I get bags of ice like that, I just leave it in the bag, and then I cover it up with a tarp and I've got a lot of work to do. I want to put a lid on it and all that stuff. But for right now, it's perfect. It's perfect for what I want to do. Yeah, I think I'm
That's
going on
good.
45 days straight, close to 45 days straight.
Of getting it.
Yeah, yeah, every morning. I mean, it's amazing. It really is amazing. It's the best. I tell you what. Now it's not. I, so the goal was 30 minutes, right? I'm a. You know this.
You want to
Some.
sit in it for 30 minutes?
No, 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 no. No, I sit in it for either from 3 minutes to 10 minutes, depending on how I feel or what I did the night before. Okay. But you know this, and you guys that listen to other podcasts know this. I'm a big Joe Rogan geek, and so I did this, and David Goggins, and I did this a 30-day challenge to see if I could do it. Now I'm to the point where I can't not do it. Like if I don't do it in the morning for some reason, I have a really shitty day, and when I get home, I try to get home at noon and do it, or when I get home at night, I'll do it. But I got to do it every day now.
Well, I think the saying is it takes 10 days to form a habit. And so
Yes,
it's probably a habit now.
something, yeah, something like that. But I mean, it just feels amazing. It feels like my thing is every day, at least when I do that, I've defeated my one of my little inner bitches. That's what I call it. I've got a lot of bitch in me. And a lot of us have a lot of quit in us. I call it a lot of bitch. I've got a lot of bitch in me. So at least that right there, I can defeat my inner bitch in the morning when I get up in the morning, and I can go out the rest of my day. And now a lot of things don't bother me anymore. You know what I mean? It's not that important, and I'm able to deal a lot better with a lot of other things. And I don't get anxious as much. The little things don't get to me. If something goes wrong, I don't want to put my fist through a wall. Um, it's little things like that help me grow.
So it's funny is like unintentionally to start this year, I started doing things a little bit differently. Like it wasn't I'm not a New Year's resolution type person. I don't do
Right,
that shit. I
right,
never really have. But just when the new year started, I'll be the first to say, like at my job, for example, there was a certain period of time where I don't know if slack off was the right term, but I definitely like took a step back. Like I just didn't do as much anymore.
right.
I started letting other people do that, which I'm a manager, so it's like it's not a bad thing, but it became where I was letting them do too much.
Yeah,
Like, and in the type of company and industry I work in, the manager's got to do a little bit of work too.
right, right.
Um, and then when the new year flipped around, I mean, I started hitting it hard, and immediately I started to see a difference, and it was like, well, I guess I got to start, you know, doing it more often.
Yeah,
So I started
yeah,
taking that same approach with some other shit too, and it's just like and then you sent me that Joe Rogan thing the other day.
oh yeah. Isn't that a great podcast?
Yeah,
With his
and
little motivational thing. Yeah,
yeah, and I listened to it, and it's like, dude, life's just is too short, bro.
yeah, it is. Yeah, for
Like
sure.
half the shit we get upset about and worry about, it just does not matter.
Doesn't. And then the
And
other shit we worry about, 90% of it never even happens, bud.
yeah, and like people stress so much about certain things, and it's just like just let nature take its course. Like that's just
Yeah.
kind of where I'm at with life right
Dude,
now.
you know what? And I'll take it to the furthest degree here. Okay. I've got a good friend of mine, and we were having a conversation we were drunk, and
No,
he's
not
got a
you.
right. We were just having a conversation, not a podcast, no, just having a conversation, and he's got a smoking hot wife, just like me. I mean, we're real lucky. I mean, we're really, really lucky, I promise you.
Outkicked your coverage.
Oh yeah, 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 to the 10th degree.
Mm.
But we were sitting there, and something happened. Somebody said, we live in a small town, so shit gets, people get stupid. But he told me, he goes, dude, he goes, I don't ever worry about shit with my wife. If she goes out of town, she does this, she does. If she's out there and she's hammering dudes or she's having an affair, I don't know about it. I don't know about it. Now, if I find out about it, you know, I feel bad for the poor guy, but I'm not going to sit here and worry about something that is probably not happening or that I don't know about it. Why worry about things like that, and why worry about this until it happens? When it happens, then you worry about it. Then you can deal with it, not worry about it. You know what I mean? Um, and that's what along with that book I told you I'm reading, uh, the subtle art of giving zero fucks, which I also recommend that book to anybody. It really puts your values in check as to what is important to you and what is not important to you, because bad shit's going to happen every day. In the book, he says every corner you turn, you're going to run into a, 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 a pile of 15 tons of shit. Every
Yeah.
corner you turn. But it all depends on which one you want to tackle. Embrace it because your emotions tell you who you are. So it's okay to be mad. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to be worried. It's okay to do these things because it puts you in check, and it helps you really focus on what's important and what's not. And just things like that have helped me a bunch, man, because I'm that type of guy that when I flip shit, I go off the deep end, or I used to, knock on wood. But just things like that I'm trying to do for me, just for me.
Well, if you, I'm still working on it too. But like, if you look at every day, every single day is a journey.
Yeah,
From the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, it's the day is its own entity, and
I love that word journey.
it's like what happened yesterday doesn't matter no more. Tomorrow doesn't matter because it hasn't happened yet. So it's like you just got to live in the moment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think more
And
people need to live in the moment.
me and my wife had this conversation. I agree. I agree 100%. Um, don't stop to smell the roses, but make sure you understand and you can see the roses around you. Don't
Yeah,
stop anytime. Don't stop. But make sure you know that the roses are there and you smell it. Me and my wife were talking about it because we've got goals also. She's a big goal setter.
I love gold.
Write them down and all that stuff. And so do I to an extent, right? But mine is more about the journey because I might not get to. You never know what might happen, right? So I might not get to the end of the year to be able to take part in saving 10 grand to go on that vacation, right? I may not get to the 185-pound goal at the end of the year,
But you're gonna
but
get
it
there.
but it's the journey that I go through. That's the important thing because that's when you can really appreciate the end goal. Because
Yeah.
if you don't do anything for the journey, if you're not in the journey, then you can't enjoy the end goal. And that's why I tell my wife. She goes, "How was the ice bath?" I said, "Man, it hurt. It hurt so good." She goes, "Man, that sounds sadistic." I said, "No, I sat there and I enjoyed it because I embraced it and I deserve to have that feeling. And that's my gift. It's a fucking head game, bro.
Well,
It's really cool."
I think when you start with goals, like it's okay to like put a time limit on a goal, and certain goals need time limits. But I think if you look in the mirror and or you write down, I want to earn $100,000. Now, of course, you don't want to do it. You don't want to take your whole life to save $100,000. But if you say, I'm gonna save $100,000 within the next 2 years, you're setting yourself up for disappointment, in my opinion. I think every day you can go, what can I do today to get to that goal? What can I do today to help me further that goal? What can I do this week to help me
Right.
further that goal? I think when you put time limits on certain things, it you just set yourself up for disappointment.
Well, there's two schools of thought with that, and again, here's a 30-year gap that we're talking about at the beginning. I was
Yeah.
always told if you shoot for the stars and you never make it, at least you'll land on a cloud. You're higher than than what you started.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you don't catch your $100,000 goal, dude, what's wrong with 70, 80, 50, 30, 10?
Nothing.
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 Exactly. Exactly, dude.
You're further than you were.
Exactly. Yeah. So I've got not 185 pounds. I lied. I've got a 200-pound goal, right? Dude, if I don't make it, if I make it to 210, if I make it to 215, if I just lose a fucking pound, who cares? I'm
Yeah.
going through this and I'm enjoying my journey to do that. And it goes back, and it also goes back to the whole thing. Um, what are you going to enjoy more? Are you going to enjoy that $100,000 $100,000 um, vacation that you earned, or $100,000 vacation that was given to you? You know what's that's why you see these spoiled rich kids. They don't appreciate shit because
Yeah.
they didn't earn it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Dude, when I was growing up, so my parents made sure I had what I needed. And then when I turned 15, they got me my first little truck. They spent, I think, like 2 or 3 thousand on it, something like that. It was a little S10,
Nice.
and but that was it. It stopped there. So like what they did was like you got to pay for the gas for it. You got to pay for your own insurance, and because you have those things, you're also going to pay for your phone payment, or your phone. If you want a phone, you're going to get a phone bill, which also means you're going to get a job. And so like from the time I was 15, 16 is when, I mean, before then, like my grandpa taught me a lot of stuff too, but I've been earning shit from probably the time I was like 13.
No, no, no. I get it. I mean, I was raised the same way. I mean, it was a different time, obviously. Um, but like my dad's parents were migrant workers. Like they'd go from Eagle Pass, from South Texas, all the way to Utah, Colorado, Oregon, picking berries, fruit, whatever was in season. My dad
Yeah.
had a sixth grade education. He was the oldest of 10. Ended up with a sixth grade education because he was the oldest and he had to take care of everything. But when I was in high school with that mentality, I mean, I was hauling hay at 11, 12 years old. I was driving, we call them deuce and a halves. They're, 2.5 ton trucks that pull a trailer that can pull, 1,000 bales of hay. I was driving that at the age of 12. My grandfather gave me my first truck when I was 13 years old. It was a dually that had one fender rusted off because it was an old ranch truck. But in the summer times, I hauled hay, and I spread chemical fertilizer. Get this shit. Me and my buddy, we'd haul hay, and then we'd go out and spread chemical fertilizer with no mask. And I'm talking on a giant field. We're driving a truck, spreading this shit. I mean, I was 14, 15 years old, bud. You know,
In Texas?
in South Texas. Yeah, in South Texas. It's 100, 110, 115. But dude, I wasn't the only one. Like
Yeah.
my whole town, my community, people, everybody I knew. That's what everybody worked. That's just the way it was, and so we appreciated everything. I mean, it was just a different day and age, man. Nowadays, you can't. I mean, fuck. Nowadays, these poor kids don't know if they're boys or girls. Shit, I didn't know if I was going to haul 1,000 or 1,500 bales of hay. That's what I was worried about. These some bitches don't know if they're boys or girls around here. It's
Yeah.
great. It's crazy, man.
That's just, it was fun. I was getting ready to say I remember my first government paying job, like tax paying job. I still work there.
Really?
I've been at the same job for, if I make it to October, it'd be 10 years.
That's
Obviously,
crazy.
obviously not the same position, but I'm still at the same exact company.
Wow. Yeah, dude, I worked summers from as long as I could remember. Probably, I really remember probably about 10 years old uh, till I was a sophomore in college. Like, I would come home because I was playing ball there at Howard Payne in Brownwood, which is about 4.5 hours from home. But I'd come home in the summertime, my freshman sophomore year, and I wouldn't haul hay. But my mom moved. She was running a pipe yard in Uvalde, and I'd go over there and I'd load pipe, I'd haul pipe, I'd move pipe, like pipe that they put underground and shit like that. Like, yeah, I would do that. I would help load the rigs and stuff like. I mean, just real grunt work, just real grunt work. And I did that my freshman sophomore year, and then my junior year I got smart and I could play a little bit. So screw this, dude. I'm playing summer ball. I'm fucking going to Kansas. I'm gonna go play some summer ball and not fucking work.
So what's funny about grunt work? So like I laugh about it now. Like it cracks me up now. So before I was old enough to get like a W-2 paying job, um, my mom would send me with my grandpa. My grandpa owned a tire and car mechanic business here where I
Nice.
live for ever. He built it and he had it forever. So like my mom sent me with him and he took me and my brother into uh the bathroom, and you know, bathrooms at car shops, they're not the nicest thing in the world.
Right.
Um and the people that own them, they don't normally keep up with them. Like this, just it's there if you need it, and it's just there. Like it's just nasty. So like you're not gonna clean it up. So it was like 100 degrees outside. It was in the summer around here, and told me and my brother go in that damn bathroom and paint it white on white.
Yeah.
And come to find out, he did it just to teach us hard work.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
that bathroom never needed to be painted, and he didn't. He it didn't. At the end of the day, it didn't need to be painted. It didn't matter. And a few years later, he was like, "I just had y'all do that just to teach you how to do something and do it the right way."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny
Well,
as shit to me now.
it was a different. It was. It was a different time and day, and I don't regret it. And I'm glad I went through it because it taught me a lot. Didn't teach me how to save any money though. That's the one thing I never could do. And I made good money like when I was in high school. Because I mean, we made. What did we make? We used to get paid. We used to get paid 18 cents a bale, and then we had a wetback that worked for us, and we'd pay him a penny a
A
bale.
what?
A wetback. He's I don't know what they call them now, aliens, illegal alien. I mean, they're across the border. Great guys, you know. We paid him a penny a bale. This is a true story. We paid him a penny a bale. We bought him breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, and then Rain, my buddy that was with me, I'd pay for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and Rain would buy him. And we were 12 years old. Rain would buy him a 12 pack of beer, and we'd take him to the shed where he slept. And then me and Rain, we'd split the rest of the money. And of course, we had to pay for the gas and the oil and all that shit. And I know my dad and Rain's dad, they were screwing us on the money too. But yeah, we had to, we had to keep up with money, man. And dude, we'd get that money, and me and Rain, we'd just go, we'd buy beer and fucking spend it all. I mean, it's stupid. I couldn't save money for anything, but it kept us out of trouble, and it kept us busy. And I guess that's where we got. That's why we got so damn mean. Um, wanting to fight all the time and shit. But anyway, it was a lot of fun, man. I mean, those were the days. I mean, it's just
So I was born in 1996, and it was a weird. It was a so my childhood was this weird, like pre-technology. But then as I got into my teenage years, technology was really starting to come on. So I got to experience the best of both
Mhm.
worlds.
Yeah.
I remember going out. Dude, I remember my grandma telling me you can't run in and out of the house. If you're going to play outside, you're going to stay outside. I remember playing outside in the neighborhood and getting told when the lights come on, the street lights,
Yeah.
you go back home. I remember all that because technology, when I was like 8 to 9 to 10, it wasn't where it's at now.
Yeah.
It was starting to come up, sure, but it wasn't like you gave your kid an iPad and told him to get lost.
Yeah. That's funny.
Um,
We're gonna. I talked to a couple of guys about this because I told you I geeked out yesterday during my day off and watched all these documentaries and stuff. And we'll talk about it again or later on about technology. You were 1996. I was partying in New Orleans during Mardi Gras. Then I was coaching at University of New Orleans in '96. That was my first year of marriage with my first wife back in '96. When I was in high school, we didn't even have telephones. One of my buddies had got the first phone. I think I was a junior in high school in the late '80s, mid '80s. He had
bag
that one from
phone.
the Save by the Bell one, the big one. That anyway, uh, yeah, that's when that's when everything started changing, and that's why like right now I'm thinking it's going to be it's a cool transition to what we're going through. Technology is changing, and it's just going to change. It's going to be amazing, but
Yeah,
um,
this is only episode one. We have forever
oh, I
till
know.
we can make whole episodes about this.
Get ready, get ready. Yeah, dude. Well, you guys, I know you guys listening. I thank you for listening. I know we didn't say a whole lot. I think this was just kind of a test run to see how things go. We will have some topics.
Thought it got better the longer it went.
Yeah, I know, right? Y'all go to YouTube and post some comments. You know, what do y'all want to hear on the way to work or on the way home? What do you want us to talk about? Leave some comments, leave some questions. Let us know. Make sure you like, follow, and share. We really would appreciate that. Tristan, you got anything else, bud?
Yeah, I mean the premise of this is like we said, we want people to listen to this on their way to work or while they're eating breakfast or drinking your morning coffee. Now of course we can't control when you listen to it, so you can listen to it on the way home if you want to. But like right now, we're recording this late at night, so the vibe is a little like mellow, but it'll pick up as the episodes go on, and we're gonna hit it hard and heavy probably.
Yeah, so you guys just got to make sure and got to understand what you like better, pancakes or waffles, and let us know. Leave us a comment, let us know, and we'll do that for you. Tristan,
I'm
anything else,
pancakes
buddy?
myself, but that's it for me.
Yeah, I like tacos too, guys. Thank you for listening. Make sure you go to YouTube, pancakes or waffles. Leave a comment, like, share, and follow. Until next time, this is your coach and Tristan Dunn. Pancakes or waffles. Thank you, guys. I'll talk to you later. Adios.